So today we are going to understand set and map in C++. Okay. Basically, both of these data structures are based on binary search tree. Okay. What exactly binary search tree is? Let's get a quick introduction and then we'll proceed to set and map. What is the difference? Okay. To do that, let's go to our Chrome and we'll go to the website Visual Go. Visual Go के through पहले हम समझेंगे उसे. Here on Visual Go, we have to search for binary search tree. Data structure for set and map is not explained here, but binary search tree is explained. And both your set and map are totally based on binary search tree. Okay. Let's go to the binary search tree here. And first of all, we are going to understand the properties of binary search tree, what it is. So let's say at the moment, let me just put my binary tree as empty, binary search tree as empty. Now what we have to do is, first of all, let's say I would like to insert one element. I'm going to create a node and let's say it's 8. Okay. We have put one element and we have got 8 has been introduced. Clear? Now what binary search tree does, a binary search tree node can have maximum 2 childs. Okay. One on the left, other on the right. Now direct childs सिर्फ 2 ही हो सकते हैं. Now let's say we are going to insert one more value. Let's say I have inserted 56 at the moment. So once we inserted 56, so 56 is greater than 8, so it will be put on the right hand side. In the next part, I'm going to insert one more value. Let's say I would like to insert 3. Once I will insert 3, 3 is smaller than 8, it will be compared and it will be put on the left hand side. Okay. Let's say if I put a value greater than 8 but smaller than 56, so that value will be on the left node. So let's say I'm putting something like, let's say 40 is the value. Okay. So once I have inserted the value, it is greater than 8 but smaller than 56, so it will be stored at 40. Clear? So this is a basic example of a binary search tree in which every individual node can have maximum 2 childs. Okay. So let's just create a random binary search tree, and here you have an example for a random binary search tree where this is your head, your parent node, and then all these nodes are individual child nodes. Clear? Now, what all we can do on this binary search tree, let's say we have inserted some values and we understand how we have to insert value into a binary search tree. Then we can remove some values. Let's say I would like to remove 30. So a basic search will be performed. The first node value will be checked and it will be compared whether the value you are searching for is greater than 36 or smaller than 36. Once we have found that it is smaller than 36, so we'll traverse towards the left child. Okay, and we'll do that computation, and finally, if the value is found, then we are going to delete it. Clear? Now, let me just put the transitions to a little slow. Now, so you can insert values into a binary search tree.
Can you move 17 now?
Yes. Let's remove 17. So in that case, what will happen? You will try to compare, remove that value and change that pointer to your 11. It has only one child that has been removed and now you are connected to 11. Okay, so the value will be removed and its left child will become the child of your main node.
The tree will balance?
It will be balanced. It will be balanced. Okay. So then what happens is उसने दोनों child nodes बराबर करने के लिए दूसरी तरफ check किया जो इसका next what we call it as successor, you can say the successor has been identified and the successor has been put on the right hand side because it is greater than the current node, and the tree will be balanced. Clear? Now, so is that clear? Now what next we have, once we have removed the values, now we can identify what is the predecessor on this and what's the successor. Let's go to the predecessor and we are going to get the predecessor for, let's say, 69. Okay, that's our first node 69. So we are going to get the predecessor for the value. So just it has find out the value which we have provided. The predecessor for that value is 62, which is just before this particular value on your binary search tree. Okay. If you need to identify the successor, let's say we are going to get the successor of 69. So once the value will be identified, it will move towards the right hand node and that will become its successor. Clear? So what we can do is, we have a binary search tree, we can maximum have 2 nodes. In case if we delete a node in between, then the tree will be balanced again with respect to its successor and predecessor. The child nodes will be maintained. Okay. Then you can search for the successor of your node and you can search for predecessor of your node as well. Next what we have is, we have the in order traversal. So let's have a quick look how the traversal is done. So in the in order traversal, let's say the root is 69. Then we'll move towards the left hand side of the node for traversal. We'll identify the right child. If it is the last node, then we'll go back towards the root node to the successor actually, and then we'll compute that. Once all these things are done, then we'll move towards the right hand side of the tree. So this is how in order traversal executes on your binary search tree. Is that clear? Now, so your data structure which now you are going to use, which is your set and map, are based on this binary search tree. Okay. What is the difference between set and map is, in set, we only have one value. Set में key और values नहीं होती, we only have values in set. Okay. Value represents the key as well. Okay. In set we only have one value and each value is its own key. This is the first thing. Okay. So value and key are same in set. But if we consider map, then we can have a different key for map and we can have a value for it. Clear? For both the cases, for set and map, you can only have unique values in that binary search tree. Okay? You cannot have duplicate nodes in the binary search tree, and same goes with set and map. There can be no duplicate values in your data structure. Now, let's say this is one thing.
Just like right now you said about duplicacy, just add 69 over here.
Yeah, it won't be added. So you'll say no duplicate vertex allowed. Clear? You won't be able to input that. So now, once you have put the values, so key will be unique. Okay, and that unique key will represent the value itself in set. But in map, you can have an individual key, and using that key, you can search, find the value. Okay. Now, so I hope this part is clear. The next part, एक तो हो गई ये associative होती हैं, set and map both. Association किस basis पे होता है? Key and value के basis पे. Set के अंदर key and value same होती है. Set के अंदर you can only have unique values, unique keys. Okay. Map के अंदर आपके पास keys unique होंगी, but value can be same. Value can be same. Okay. Now the next part is, these are dynamically allotable. Yani they are allocation aware. In case if you want to add more nodes, they can be added on your binary search tree. Okay. So these are some of the properties for set and map. Collectively, they are both same for both. So the first property is, it is associative and associated with respect to key and value. Okay. And the second is, the values, the keys will be unique. Third is, it is allocation aware, allocate aware. So you can add as many nodes you want. Okay. Now, then what's the only difference between set and map? The only difference is at the key part. Okay. In set, you will have the same key for a value. The value is its own key, but in map, you can have a different key. So now, yes.
When we talk about set, do we represent key, like do we have two terms, key and value, or we just have one term?
we just have one term. Whenever you are going to insert one single value, and that value will automatically become its key to identify the value. Okay. But in map, you have to specifically provide the key for a value. Yes. Now let's see. So what we can do, let's say, let's get started with the program. So what we'll do, let's just write a simple program. And now in the directory competitive, we are going to make a new directory. Let's say it's day 7. And here what we are going to do, let's say we'll write a program, and that will be your setmap.cpp, let's say. Okay. So now in order to use your map and set, first of all, let's include the C stdio. Then what we are going to do, we have to include set. Okay, you can include set using this. In the same way, you can include map using this package. Then you have to use your namespace. Let's say namespace std. We're going to write a main function, and this main function is going to return. Okay. Now, so how will we initialize the set and map? To initialize the set, you have to provide the generic type of the set, what all values it will contain. So you can take in, let's say we are going to insert integers into it. Let's say we are going to have s as my set. Okay. What we can do, let's say we have to insert values. There are some common methods and operations which you can perform here. Okay. So some of the common methods are like you can insert the values. So on a set, you can insert something like this, s.insert, and you can provide your values. Let's say we are going to put in some values, 1, okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We cannot have same values.
Whenever we use it, s.insert,
Yes.
it makes a tree on its own.
It makes
A
binary search tree on its own. Okay, so this tree will be somewhat like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the nodes will be on the right hand side. Okay. Now, so once you have inserted the value, it will take the properties of binary search tree and will arrange all the nodes automatically as per the BST rules. Now, once you have inserted the values, for 1, this is a value, and the key for this value is 1 itself. Okay, we cannot have something like s.insert 1 again here. Okay, in case if you are putting that, there will be only one 1 in the node. अगर आपने कोड लिख भी दिया, yes, it could, but वैसे तो कंपाइलर चेक नहीं करता क्योंकि insert statement तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. During the program execution, the structure will automatically change. जो भी आपका 1 है वो replace हो जाएगा उस last वाले से, because key की value replace हो जाएगी value से. तो 1 is the key and 1 is the value, so it will change. Okay. Now, so let's just do that. इसको save करके देख लेते हैं. Let's say हमने s.s कर लिया insert. Let us just save it and let's just compile it. Setmap.cpp. So he has given some error for the references, but the program has been compiled. Okay. So he said something like, during the compilation, let's say here we have got a tree based allocator, set reference to the function with the values, see the reference to the class temp for less being compiled. ठीक है, कंपाइल कर दिया है प्रोग्राम को उसने. लेट्स से इसको हम एक बार कमेंट कर देते हैं एंड लेट्स जस्ट रिकम्पाइल दैट अगेन. आई होप कुछ और इशू आ रहा है. वी हैव द सेट, we have the integer and we have put in that value, we have inserted the values, s.insert. चलो चेक करके देख लेते हैं और क्या है इसमें. being compiled, set reference to the class templates. We're getting some warnings here. Semantics are not enabled. EHSC tree node, void pointer, AI has storage by head node. Okay, with this value all has storage false or something. X3C reference to the classroom. I'll just go through the reference कि क्यों ऐसा कर रहा है, but बाकी the program has been compiled. We can just simply execute the set map and it's working fine. Now, so you can insert the values, but the same value will be replaced with the key. Okay. Now, What next we can do, let's say once we have inserted some elements into this, we have some common operations here, okay. The common operations generally used are you can count the number of occurrences of an element, but क्योंकि एक ही node है तो फिर फायदा नहीं है, क्योंकि वो तो एक ही value होगी BST में. But this count works with maps. एक मतलब इंडिविजुअल कीज के बेसिस के ऊपर अगर आपने मल्टीपल वैल्यू स्टोर कर रखे हैं, एंड इफ यू वांट टू सर्च ऑल ऑफ देम, यू कैन सिंपली गेट द काउंट यूजिंग द काउंट मेथड. Okay, there is one method known as find. You can find the values. Okay, so let me just show you the reference first. So here on the references we have set cpp. So on the website c++.com, let's just refer to the reference. Here what you can see that here is a set, and set are typically implemented as your binary search trees. These are some of the properties. They are associative, it's an ordered list, and keys will be unique, and it is allocation aware. Okay, and then we have some parameters, and here we have the iterators. So in case if you identify the beginning of that set from where it is beginning, you can do that from a begin, and it will return you an iterator. So let's just do that how it does. Okay, so now what we have to do, let's say आपके पास हमने एक iterator return करना है. To create an iterator, we can create an iterator somewhat like this: set integer double colon, and we can create an object with this iterator, and let's say I have named it as iterator or something like begin, क्योंकि मुझे begin compute करना है. So what am I going to do? I'm going to execute the method begin on this.
Whenever we use an iterator, we will always have to write this code.
Yes, whenever you have to initialize an iterator, you have to write it like this. But you can create as many iterators you want. Okay, it could be begin, it could be end, it could be find, it could be count. वो आप बना सकते हैं. Variables can be anything जो भी आप कुछ करना है. Now, so let's say we have taken a begin and we are going to store that in the begin. Okay. Now in case if we want to print that, what value will be returned when we are going to identify this begin. So we can print out that using something like printf. Let's say it's going to be an integer value, since we have made a set with integer, /n, and we can do something like pointer to this and the begin. Then you will get the value which has been stored. Otherwise iterator will give you something like address of the place. Okay. Now, so you can save it, you can compile it, you can print that out, and let's go here. We'll compile setmap.cpp, and once the compilation has been done, we are going to execute setmap.exe, and you will say you have got 1. So beginning of your set is 1. In the same way, you can get that for end and something. So let's just go to the referrer here. So iterator will be something like, you can initialize the iterator, you can create the iterator, and then you can execute the method, and whatever value will be returned, you can print that out using that pointer symbol. So you can find the end, you can get the return reverse iterator to reverse the beginning. Okay, you can do that with rbegin and rend. Let's just try what rbegin does. So we are going to create one more. Let's take as rbegin, and now what we are going to do, let's call it as rbegin, and we are going to do s.rbegin. Let's just save it, and we are going to print that out. So we saved it, and now let's just compile that. Okay. No operator found which takes a right hand operand. There is no acceptable conversions. It's a right hand operand. Okay. Let's just refer to this. Okay, so here what we need to do is something like, we are going to execute rbegin and rend, and we can simply put that out with the iterator, but and we have got some inputs like 21, 64, 78, 49, and it will reverse the order, and it is going to give you the beginning value. Order करने के बाद जो last value होगी, that it will return. Okay, but we already had the order, and what I did here, R begin is your iterator and R dot begin we have executed. Correct use किया ना R begin. R begin we have used %d slash n pointer to this RBEGIN है तो इंडिविजुअली करेक्ट. कौन से लाइन पे आया था? लेट्स जस्ट चेक इट आउट. So we have a binary value, no operator found which takes the reverse iterator. There is no acceptable conversion for this. Okay, so हम एक काम करते हैं. First he is going to make the order. एक बार हम ऑर्डर चेंज करके देख लेते हैं. Let's just compile that setmap.cpp. Could be my tree, that is iterator operator component. No operator found which takes a right hand operand of type reverse iterator. है तो actually a reverse iterator. Oh, sorry. That's a reverse iterator ना. तो we have to reverse iterator में आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा? It will iterate automatically in the reverse order. So let's just take a reverse iterator here.
We can't do it like that.
Yeah, we have to take a reverse iterator for it. So that reverse iterator will reverse the order and will store it into the reverse iterator type and then you'll get the value. So let's just do that. R begin.
How did you get to know about this reverse iterator then?
यार I have just read that here. वो recall कर लिया mind में कि reverse iterators भी होते हैं.
But then
Both
वो
with
C++ वाले reference में नहीं था ना?
C++ वाले reference में है actually. Here you can see that. What they did, they have created here the reverse iterator. और वो वैसे डॉक्यूमेंटेशन पढ़ेंगे ना तो यहाँ लिखा हुआ मेंबर टाइप्स इट गिव्स यू इन द रिवर्स इटरेटर टाइप. ओके, सो इट्स अ बाई डायरेक्शनल इटरेटर. फिर वो दोनों वेज में कर सकता है. सो इन केस इफ यू वांट टू मेक एन ऑर्डर फ्रॉम असेंडिंग टू डिसेंडिंग यू कैन यूज इटरेटर और फिर आप उसको कंप्यूट कर सकते हो क्योंकि ये ऑर्डर्ड लिस्ट है. और रिवर्स इटरेटर के थ्रू करोगे तो वी हैव टू स्टोर इट इन द रिवर्स इटरेटर फॉर्मेट. ऑटोमेटिकली रीअरेंज कर देगा फ्रॉम डिसेंडिंग टू असेंडिंग एंड देन यू कैन फेच द वैल्यू आउट. Calling mechanism is exactly same. So here what we have is we have a reverse iterator for R begin here and now we are going to print R begin. So now let's just do that. So we'll do it something like R begin. Let's save it and let's just compile the program. cl setmap.cpp. So it has compiled that and now we are going to execute setmap and you'll get the value in the reverse order. So जो भी है वो रिवर्स कर दिया एंड यूल गेट द वैल्यू. सो नाउ लेट्स से इन केस अगर मान लो कभी आपको सॉर्ट करना है या असेंडिंग डिसेंडिंग में सॉर्ट,
reverse किया है?
जो आपने जो लिस्ट डाली वो ऑर्डर्ड लिस्ट थी 1 2 3 4 5 के हिसाब से हमने उसको डाल दिया. इटरेटर ने उसे क्या किया, रिवर्स कर दिया. ठीक है, 5 4 3 2 1 के फॉर्मेट पे अरेंज कर दिया और फिर रिवर्स लिस्ट का जब पहला एलिमेंट हमने निकाला तो दैट वाज 5.
But then it's a binary search tree, right?
हाँ,
तो कैसे मतलब binary search
इटरेटर इज रीअरेंजिंग इट. जैसे बाइनरी सर्च ट्री में आपने अपने नोट्स बना लिए.
tree? Yeah.
नोट्स बनाने के बाद ऑर्डर्ड है, उसके प्रेडिसेसर्स एक तरफ हैं, सक्सेसर्स एक तरफ हैं. अब उसके
So
बाद
it's more down to a binary search tree now.
हाँ, इटरेटर है तो वैल्यूज बाइनरी सर्च ट्री को एक एक रीड करके और उसने फिर उसको मतलब क्या कर सकते हो आप, मतलब he has arranged it into a reverse ordered list के फॉर्मेट पे and then you have just scroll that list and you have put the value there. तो इटरेटर इज जस्ट लाइक अ लूप काउंट कि आप इंटीजर 0 1 2 3 4 सारे इंडेक्स आपने किए और उसको कंपेयर कर लिया कि ये बड़ा है तो पीछे कर दो, छोटा है तो आगे कर दो. ऑर्डर्ड थी इसलिए वो ऑटोमेटिकली अरेंज हो जाता है. ठीक है, तो डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर में अरेंज हो गया और बिगिन नोड से आपने उसको फेच कर लिया R dot begin के थ्रू. So the only thing here is we have the iterators and the reverse iterators. In both ways we can use them. Okay. So next, in the same way, ये तो हो गए आपके कुछ common operations. इसके बाद में है हमारे पास you can get the capacity of the elements whether it is empty or not. So it's going to test whether empty or not. It's going to return the container size as well. You can check the maximum size of that element.
But you never setting the maximum size.
हाँ, we can get the max size. वो तो वैसे डायनेमिकली अलॉटेबल है तो जितनी होगी वही दिखा देगा साइज के अंदर. ठीक है, एंड लेट्स से यू कैन रीड दैट.
So what will be the difference between size and max size.
In this case,
Yeah, like in the case of set.
maximum size will be, let's say in case if you have say declare, तो आप कर सकते हो कोई भी कितना भी बड़ा डेटा स्ट्रक्चर आपको देना है, तो मैक्सिमम साइज में ही कैन टेल यू जितना भी उसका मैक्स वो है. हम एग्जीक्यूट करके देख लेते हैं, ठीक है. लेट्स से व्हाट इट डज, maximum potential size the container can reach due to known system or library implementation. Okay, so let's just do that. Max size को compute करने के लिए you can directly execute the map size and you can simply print that value out. Okay, let's say एक एलिमेंट इंसर्ट किया इन्होंने, अच्छा 1000 एलिमेंट्स इंसर्ट किए, अगर 1000 से ज़्यादा हो जाता है मैक्स साइज तो इट विल पॉइंट टू जितनी भी आपके एलिमेंट्स हैं स्टोर्ड हैं आपके स्ट्रक्चर के अंदर, ठीक है. तो अगर अभी आप इस केस में मैक्स साइज एग्जीक्यूट करोगे, लेट्स जस्ट प्रिंट दैट आउट, printf and let's say max size is %d/in and you can do something like x dot max size. So we'll just print that out. Control S, compile, cl setmap.cpp. And let's just do that setmap.exe. So अभी जो ये वैसे एलिमेंट रिटर्न कर रहा है उसका एड्रेस रिटर्न कर रहा है. Let's just put that into the pointer. Max size ms. So ms is equal to s dot max size. अब वैसे रिवर्स ऐसे नहीं कर सकते, पॉइंटर नहीं है वो. मैक्स साइज वैल्यू तो इसको डायरेक्टली रिटर्न करना चाहिए था, एड्रेस क्यों रिटर्न कर रहा है इसका. अच्छा ट्रू फॉल्स रिटर्न कर सकता है, वेदर इट्स ऐसे चेक कर लेते हैं. s डॉट मैक्स साइज ही तो है, वैल्यू तो रिटर्न करना चाहिए था. Here it's ट्रू और फॉल्स रिटर्न कर रहा है, ठीक है. तो मैक्स साइज मतलब कंडीशन, हाँ
This thing myset dot max size is giving it the integer only.
नहीं ग्रेटर देन 1000 है, तो अगर ये कंडीशन ट्रू होगी तो ये रिटर्न करेगा ना कि हाँ वैसे तो इंटीजर ही है तो इंटीजर ही, बट इट्स नॉट प्रिंटिंग दैट इन दैट वे. माई सेट डॉट मैक्स साइज चेक करना पड़ेगा क्यों आ रही है ऐसी प्रॉब्लम. वी हैव द सेट दैट इज योर s एंड x का मैक्स साइज वी प्रिंटेड. So, वैसे तो एड्रेस ही रिटर्न कर रहा है, साइज का करके देख लेते हैं रिटर्न कर रहा है s डॉट साइज. यार s डॉट मैक्स साइज ही तो है, s डॉट साइज. कंट्रोल s, कंपाइल दैट. cl setmap cpp. मैक्स साइज वैसे मतलब साइज तो रिटर्न कर रहा है इन द न्यूमरल्स, बट मैक्स साइज में ही इज आउटपुटिंग द एड्रेस डायनेमिकली अलॉटेड है. 5 ये है ना, 1 2 3 4 5 एलिमेंट्स आर स्टोर्ड, सो इट डिस्प्ले नहीं, तो वो नंबर ऑफ वैल्यूज बता रहे हैं कितनी हैं. Yes, so yes, it's counting कि how the maximum size is 5. In case if we put in something like s dot insert as 27 here, he'll give you 6. So it's counting the elements, the size of your this. Control S.
But then don't you have a separate function to count?
For
Count.
we have the count, but what that count does, it counts the individual occurrence of the value with respect to key. So set में तो एक ही आएगा.
That is always like that.
Yes, set में it's always one, and in map it could be the number of occurrences of the element. Setmap.exe. So here it will give you the max size is 6, but that is for size. Max size क्यों नहीं रिटर्न कर रहा है, इसमें इसको एड्रेस रिटर्न कर रहा है. तो हो सकता है वो उस बफर तक का एड्रेस कर रहा है कि यहाँ तक अभी आप डायनेमिकली अलॉट कर सकते हो, तो वो फिर हम डीबगर से एक बार चेक कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि वो एक्चुअली यही होता है जब भी प्रोग्राम अलॉट करते हैं तो फिर वो ESP और EBP के बेस में पूरी उतनी मेमोरी अलॉट कर देता है. तो जो भी जहाँ तक उसकी नेक्स्ट मेमोरी होगी उसका एड्रेस रिटर्न करो कि वी कैन अलॉट एलिमेंट्स अप टू दिस. So whenever we don't have a value, we'll get the address of that particular thing. So let's just do that. cl setmap.cpp setmap.exe. So it's returning that address. Okay. Now, अब क्या है? So in the same way, we have multiple values here. Begin हो गए. Then you can get an iterator to find the element as well. Okay. So let's say if you go to the find here, आप count कर सकते हो. You have lower bound and upper bound as well. Okay. You can get the current element and the next element. And here in your this is your the find statement. So find भी आप directly execute कर सकते हैं. You will get the iterator for it, and then you can find whether that value has been found or not in this particular case. Okay. So find execute करके आपको iterator बनाना पड़ेगा, and iterator will hold the value, and if the value has been returned, you will get the exact value back. Okay. So now let's say in case if we want to find a value, let's say मुझे 27 find करना है. Okay. So in case if we are finding something like this, so we need an iterator for this. So iterator में let's say s search कर देता हूँ मैं इसे. Search is equal to let's say s dot find, and if I am trying to find 27 here, okay, so what am I going to do? I'm going to print and item found something like %d/n, and we are going to print search, and that has to be this. Okay, so that we'll get the value which is returned and found. So now let's just
shouldn't search return a binary?
Shouldn't search return?
A boolean value.
Here it returns the exact value which is being returned. जो value आप find कर रहे हैं, तो अगर वो मिल जाती है तो सेम वही वैल्यू रिटर्न करेगा, अदरवाइज इट विल गिव यू सम एड्रेस और नेगेटिव. तो वैसे इसमें अभी जो लाइब्रेरी हम यूज़ कर रहे हैं एड्रेस रिटर्न करता है जनरली. सो लेट्स से we can go here setmap.exe, and you can see that item found is 27. Okay, so in case if it is found, you will get that
So
particular
just
value.
25 once.
Yes, let's say we'll write 25. Control S. Let's just compile that. And now let's execute setmap.exe. So it returns something like this 4522067. That's an address of the value, but है ही नहीं कोई value.
Yeah.
So एक डायनेमिकली सर्च कर रहा हो, जो लास्ट में जैसे 5 तक कर लिया, उसके बाद नेक्स्ट को सर्च किया, कुछ वैल्यू नहीं मिली, देयर इज रिटर्न सम बोगस वैल्यू टू यू. वो बोगस मतलब एड्रेस ऑफ द पर्टिकुलर प्रोग्राम जहाँ पे भी एग्जीक्यूट कर रहा है. नाउ सो यू
we can't use these in operations.
हाँ, मतलब you can simply find that out कि if it is found, then you will compare the value. Okay, it exists. Yeah. So you have to compute the value, and if you are searching, and if it is returned back, मतलब आप उसको इस तरीके से यूज कर सकते हो कि let's say if you are checking a position or something, so you will search for the position, and whatever value has been returned, you can check if it is same which you have searched, then you can just execute it. जो भी केस है. Find तो मतलब find जनरली हम नहीं यूज करते हैं. कॉम्पिटिशन्स में आप इटरेशंस यूज करते हो, ठीक है. इटरेशंस के साथ में आप लोअर बाउंड और अपर बाउंड यूज करते हो, क्योंकि मतलब जैसा है कभी आपको मिली एक स्ट्रिंग मिली पूरी या एक कैरेक्टर सेट मिला. अब कैरेक्टर सेट में उसने कह दिया कि इस वैल्यू से यहाँ तक की वैल्यू आप फेच करके निकाल लो और इनको अपर केस कर दो, मान लो. तो यू विल फाइंड दैट वैल्यू and you will get the lower bound of the value where it is found, and then you are going to from that lower bound you can find the upper bound. Okay, उस वैल्यू का या फिर जो वैल्यू आप ढूंढ रहे हो उसको आपने फाइंड किया, फिर उसका बाउंड निकाल दिया, और इन दोनों के बेसिस पे फिर आपने उसको इटरेट करके उतनी स्ट्रिंग निकाल ली. और आपने उसको टू अपर टू लोअर के थ्रू अगर अपर केस करना था, जो भी करना था, चेंज करना था ऑर्डर, यू कैन चेंज इट. So this is the thing. Lower bound and upper bound you will be able to find. Lower bound, upper bound में भी actual value ही return करता है where it is found. So now let's say we'll get something like this. Let's say we will search for 5. Lower bound and upper bound are also iterators. So here you have, let's say, lower bound, it return iterator to lower bound and it return iterator to the upper bound. Okay. Now let's see. So what we can do, we can go here. Let's say we'll do it something like search lower, and we'll put that here. Lower is equal to your s dot lower bound, and you can search the value, let's say 5, and then what you have to do, let's say you are going to print out lower bound is %d/n, and you can have something like lower, and in the same way we are going to
lower, right?
yeah, the value which will be returned, the
pointer है ना lower.
oh sorry, yeah, it's a pointer. And now we are going to get the value for the upper as well. Let's say upper, let's put that into a pointer. That's upper, and here you have, let's say, so we have got something like this. ये है आपका upper bound for 5. Let's just compile the program. cl setmap.cpp, and we'll execute setmap. So you'll get the lower bound is 5 and the upper bound for that value is 27. The next one. The lower bound is 5 because it's जो 5 हमने सर्च किया तो वो उसी सेम पॉइंट को पॉइंट करता है. अरे अगर ध्यान दो, the current element is lower bound, yes, and upper bound is जो भी आपने आइडेंटिफाई किया उसका जस्ट नेक्स्ट एड्रेस. ओके. लोअर बाउंड अपर बाउंड में मतलब से इफ यू हैव अ लिस्ट जो आपकी हॉरिजॉन्टल लिस्ट है, तो लोअर बाउंड विल बी द एक्यूरेट वैल्यू व्हिच यू आर सर्चिंग फॉर, और अब उस वैल्यू का जो अपर बाउंड होगा वो नेक्स्ट.
But then in discrete mathematics, upper bound is always in that particular list जो सबसे last element होगा, and lower bound is जो सबसे पहला element होगा.
हो सकता है वो लोअर बाउंड अपर बाउंड वो पूरी लिस्ट का कंप्यूट कर रहे होंगे. इसमें यहाँ पे तो हम एलिमेंट का कर रहे हैं, तो वो फिर उसी करंट एलिमेंट को सर्च करता है. ठीक है. नाउ क्लियर. So this part is clear. So how we use set, we can include this and we can insert the values. We can only have unique values. We have a iterator and we have a reverse iterator, and then you know how we can print the values of the iterators out. Whatever computations we want to do, we can do that in a for loop or in an if else condition. And you have performed some operations on size, search, lower and upper as well. Okay. Now let's say, so now we'll understand the maps part. Okay. So there is only one difference between sets and map, and that is the key part. Okay. So say we have a map here. Let's just create a map. So we can create a map here, and for map we have to specify a key and a value. Generally the keys will be string. Okay. So we'll keep the map as string, the key as string, and let's say the value will be an integer. Let's say you're making a scorecard or something. So team 1 is this value, team 2 is this value, team 3 is this value, and then you have to perform some computations on it. So you can do that. Okay. So let's say we have created a map, and here M will represent the map. To use the string, we need to use one library, that is include string. Okay. And now what next we need to do, once we have included that, let's perform some operations here. So we are going to create a map here. Okay. To create a map, what we can do, we can simply use M. We can provide the name of the key that has to be provided in this format, square brackets के अंदर आपका जो भी operator है. So let's say key is, let's say मैंने एक key बना ली Devanshu, and now the value I'm going